keep in mind that your first unit exam is going to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3. It's an exam you do at home. It is timed. You've got 90 minutes, I think, to take it. But you can use whatever materials you need. Okay, you can use your reference materials. You can use your book, notes, all that kind of stuff. Okay? But just to kind of keep in mind, it covers what we covered so far and then this chapter. All right. So chapter 3, we're going to talk about income. So remember I said these chapters kind of go through the different sections of the tax form. So our first part, our first category on that tax form, on that 1040, is items of income. Now we're not going to go through every item of income. There are a multitude of items of income, but we're going to hit the highlights here of different types of income. Some of them are pretty easy, self-explanatory. The wages, we're just going to total up all the wages and add them on there, right? But there are certain other categories of income that may need a little bit more explanation. And that's what we're going to cover in this chapter here. So this is lines 1 through 7 on the 1040. Line 7 is, I think, the total income line. And then also some of these are items that are listed on the Schedule 1. Remember, if you recall, on that Schedule 1, we had 2 pages to it. First page was for other income or additional income. Second page was for adjustments to income. When we get to chapter 4, we're going to talk about those adjustments. So we're going to flip to the other side of the Schedule 1. For today, we're going to, or this chapter, we're going to look at the first page of that Schedule 1, as well as those lines 1 through 7 on the 1040. All right, so before we talk about different types of income, we have to determine first off how it's recorded for tax purposes. Okay, it's a little bit different from financial accounting and what you've learned in financial accounting. So we're going to talk about the rules for how and when we record income for income tax purposes. And that relates to the cash method of accounting, which is what we use in tax. We don't use that in financial, usually. There's some exceptions, but we use a different form of accounting in tax. And then we're going to talk about specific components of gross income. Interest income, dividend income, tax refunds. These would be state tax refunds, not federal tax refunds. Social Security benefits. And then we're also going to talk about certain specific items that are excluded from gross income. Remember, essentially the definition of taxable income is all income unless it's excluded. So we'll talk about what some of those exclusions are. And then this one, I haven't decided whether I'm going to cover this in full yet or not. Some of these, so the savings bond interest we will talk about that are used for education expenses. These below market interest rate loans and original issue discount, I usually just kind of gloss over those because it's pretty obscure. I mean, I shouldn't say obscure. It's a little high level for an introductory tax course. So anyway, so those are the main components that we're going to look at in chapter 3.